Hello. First of all, I need to make sure that you can hear me. So please, if you can hear me, just confirm it in the comments. Hello. Can you hear me? Okay, Abdurrahman, you have a problem with audio. So anyone else have the same problem? If yes, I would restart the session. Okay, Hamza, you can hear me. Is it okay, or you have some breaking as Abdurrahman has? Okay, Hamza, can you confirm if you? Okay. Also, we have Amal, I believe. We have Walid. Anyone else? Thank you, Hamza, for the confirmation. Thank you. Anyone else can confirm if it's okay or have some problems? Okay, Amal, you can hear me with no problems, right? Okay, thank you, Amal, also for your confirmation. Okay, Abdurrahman, I think if everyone has no problem, I think it might be your connection. Okay, so it's getting better. Okay, excellent. So first of all, I would like to apologize for being late. I had a technical problem with I was testing some installation, but it wasn't working. I had to fix it before starting the session. So I really appreciate your patience. So let's start. I think we have nine audiences are watching us now. So I think we have a good group to start with. Okay, so if you're ready, let's start. Okay, here I have the agenda, or let's say the file that I will follow to install Odoo as a WSGI application using Apache. Also, I need to confirm that it's planned to use Nginx also, which is an alternative to Apache. And to be honest, also, Nginx is much better if you will think about the performance and so on. But Apache still, the most popular web server, as I believe. Okay, so that's why I prefer to start with Apache. In the next session, it will be deployment using Nginx and WSGI application. Also, I mean deploying Odoo as a WSGI application. So first of all, I would start right now. I will create a new server that I will use for the installation. Okay, here I'm using DigitalOcean. You can use any other service provider who can give you the droplet or create the server. You can use Contabu, which is a good option. You can also use Heroku. You can use Amazon. they are all good options. But I used to use DigitalOcean, which is really you can rely on, or you can depend on it, and you will have some really good options for a good cost also. So for now, I will create a new droplet. So everything will start from scratch. If you have any problem, you have any questions, please let me know. I will create a server. Of course, it depends on how many users you are going to use, or let's say how many users will use the system, how many concurrent user in the same time will do some actions on the server. Let's say the size of the data is also make a difference in your choices here. Of course, the budget you have for your project makes a difference also. So I think that I'm okay to start with 8 gigabytes for CPUs. This is more than perfect for Odoo, because Odoo is still getting better in performance, and it will consume a little or minimize its resources to consume when it's working. Okay, so I have selected this one. All I need is to add a new SSH key. This will enable me to make it, to avoid using the password. That's all. So that's why I added SSH key. You can use SSH, or you can just ignore this, and you will be emailed with the password that you will enable you to log in using SSH. But for me, I'm okay to use my old, or let's say usual SSH key. Okay, and here I have the name it. I can keep it as is, or I can just name it something that help me in the future to remember what I'm doing with this droplet. So I will name it Odoo 12 live sessions. Okay, and I will create it. Actually, it will take a few minutes. As you can see, it's still loading. You can also use this link. I will share it here in the chat. You can all use it to get a good discount for this. When you create a new instance, you will get a discount using this URL. So you all can use it, or you can just log in using your account and create the instance as I'm doing right now. So now we have Ubuntu 1840. We also will confirm this. I will copy. I will start. I will log in using SSH. Let's zoom in. Okay, so SSH root. Okay, just for confirmation, I just copied the IP. Okay, and it's root at. Okay, I think it's not started yet. I'm using the other user. I will not use Odoo for now. I will use Mohamed because SSH is configured for this user. So I will try again to login. Yes. So I'm okay. As you can see, I am here now at root. I'm sorry. Root at Odoo 12 live sessions. It's the name of my droplet. Let's make sure that we have the right version of Ubuntu. Now we have it. Okay. So until now everything is clear. We have the droplet. It's created successfully, and we have the right version of Ubuntu that we are going to use. So anyone has any questions? Am I going fast? Okay, I need confirmation you are still there, guys. Hi, Jalal. Welcome. Okay, Jalal, you can hear me clearly. Thank you, Abdurrahman, for confirmation. I really appreciate this. Thank you, Jalal, for your confirmation. Okay, so again, I have just created the droplet. Jalal, I'm not sure if you were there when I shared this URL. You can see here in the chat. You can use it to create a droplet using DigitalOcean. You will have a good discount if you use this URL. Okay. Again, this URL will be added to the video description after the session. Okay, so I have the droplet ready and I have checked its version. Everything seems to be fine. When you have a new system, you just need to make sure that you have all the packages updated and everything works fine for you. So what I'm going to do is just, okay, it's no need to use sudo because I'm still the root. So update depends on the network speed, but I believe that should be fine. This will check if there is any new packages that needs to be updated. Okay, it seems to be fine. apt-y upgrade. I have checked if there is any packages to be updated. Now I'm going to upgrade them all. -y means that I'm confirming that to install everything. Yes, Jalal, yes, I'm in SSH now. Okay, I think this will take a minute so I can show you what I did. What I did is I went to create this button in DigitalOcean website. You can find it using this URL, just for confirmation. You can select the version of Ubuntu you are going to use. Of course, we are targeting the last version, or let's say the last stable version. I selected this instance, okay, just for a better performance during the session. Then, okay, everything, I kept everything as a default. I did not change anything until getting this button. This is my SSH, that I used to use all the time. I just also named my instance using Odoo 12 live sessions. I named it like that and just hit create, and everything was ready to, again, I will log out. I SSH root, using the root, I was able to log in. Okay, so I'm back here, and as you saw that we are fine with upgrading. It's okay to auto remove, or you can keep it as is. Okay, Jalal, are you following? I just confirmed that I'm using SSH to log in to the server. Jalal, can you confirm that you are following? I would appreciate this. Okay, I think I will not wait longer, so I will proceed. So I will proceed with this file. Okay, I have just created the server or the instance on DigitalOcean. For now, I have some dependencies. Don't worry about this. I will add it to the description of the video after the session. So I will copy the dependencies. Okay, let's minimize this for a while. Okay, it's I will install get and Python 3. Get, of course, I will use it to get clone, or I will clone Odoo from their own official repository. If you followed the first session, of course, Jalal was there for the first time, but I'm not sure about the rest of you. You can follow up what I did. I'm actually in the last session. This time, also, I will repeat the same steps almost. Also, I will use Python 3 all the time because, as you know, starting from Odoo 11, Python 3 was a dependency, not Python 2. Also, we have libjpeg for images, XML, because all the time you will write XML. SSL also is there, but we will not use it for now. SSL, I'm not sure about this package, but I believe that it's for XML too. I'm not sure about it. Node, because you might know that Odoo uses Node for the front end. Okay, and it depends on it. Now, LDAP also will be used for some, let's say, authentication if you wanted to enable it. Okay. Also, we have XSLT because sometimes, or on some screens, specifically in the accounting module, you can use it to export Excel sheets. Also, you can export some data from, if you wanted to export some data from any record, it's also using this let's say this package. Postgres, of course, you know that Odoo is using Postgres to keep the data as a database manager. Okay, for now we have these two packages. We will use them to enable WSGI and link Odoo with Apache 2. Okay, so let's start with installation. Okay, Jalal, you are telling that internet is so bad. I believe that you mean in your side. Okay, so I will be waiting until the installation is done. So if anyone has any problems, any notes, comments, it will be highly appreciated. Thank you, Hamza. Thank you. I really appreciate your interaction during the session. Okay, so I think that we are fine with dependencies. All installed. Don't worry about this. Again, I will share it with you in the description of the video. Okay, now I'm going to use. Going to add Odoo as a system user. This user, it's not preferred to use root when you installing your Odoo as a web application. So it's preferred to have your own user, system user for this. Okay, so I'm sorry. You can rename it. You can, for example, let's say you have a project X. You can you add a user for project X. Okay, for example. But for this session, I will make it simple and I will add the system user named Odoo. So again, I will clear the screen. Okay, it's created. Now we have a system user Odoo where we will add our packages, source code for Odoo, and of course custom modules whenever we have it. Okay, now I need to add Odoo. It should match the same user you are going to use for Odoo to interact with your Linux system. So I'm going to create a user named Odoo, and it has super user permissions. As you can see, this dash s means that it has super user permissions. It's created actually, so I need just to set its password to, because I will use it in the WSGI, so I will alter rule odoo with password. I will keep it simple again, but of course you are recommended, it's recommended actually to use a password that is complicated, so that you can add something like this, hashes, exclamation mark, small and capital letters. Okay, so it's recommended use more complicated password. So I think we are ready. So I need to copy this SQL statement because it wasn't here. Now we have it. Okay, now I need to log into as odoo, not as root, because for now I am root. I have exited or log out from Postgres. Okay, and now I'm root. I need to log in as odoo. So now who am I? Oh, I'm sorry, it's a new PC and I'm still not familiar with the keyboard. Okay, so odoo. So I'm going to clone. Okay, so what does this mean? I'm using get to clone the repository from this URL. You can get the URL from here if you navigate it to the official repository for odoo. You will be able, you can just copy this URL from here. That's all. Okay. Okay. No, it should be this one. Okay. Just copy this URL or just get this the URL from here and just add .get at the end. Okay. But to make it easy, you can just get it from here. Now we have it almost downloaded with 70%. Okay, let's see. Okay, no one has any comments. Please, if you have any comments, just share it with me. I would really appreciate this. Okay, now I have odoo. This is the file, or let's say the source code for odoo. I will navigate there. I have all the file. Of course, you can get more details about these files from the last session. If you want to navigate there, you can just go to my channel. I think we do not need DigitalOcean anymore, so I will. Okay, you have it here. Yes, install Odoo 12 in your local machine and get it ready for development. So you can check this one for more details about these files. Of course, at some point we will get back to these files in more details. So for now, I got these files and now it's saved in the home directory for the user or system user odoo. I need to get back to the root to install the requirements as globally on the system. So I will move to /opt/odoo, which is the home directory for the user odoo. Then I will move inside the folder odoo, and okay, we come back again to the same folder. I will start with pep3, which is already installed in the first step as a dependency. Pep install -r. That means that it will install recursively everything in this file. Okay. It's also what take a few minutes. Okay, you guys are satisfied? There is no comments, any notes? If you want me to slow down, just tell me. Okay, no one has any notes. Okay, actually, this might take maybe 2 or 3 minutes. So let's say that Apache can make a real difference with the performance, and also it will enable you to use just for now, or let's say for this session, it will enable you to use this IP with no ports. Usually, you use to let's say copy, or let's navigate here. Okay, the IP is 178.128.352.4. Usually, you use this in this format. I mean, adding the port. Sorry for this. Actually, I need to improve my live session using a software, a professional software. I'm working on this. Okay. Again, after installing Odoo using Apache, you will not use the port anymore. You will just install everything, and you will use IP, and everything will work fine. For now, I have no domain, which is a real shortage. Is that it's really bad, but you can also. I will show you how to just change the domain in the Apache file, and of course, you need to do some configuration on your service provider. I mean the DNS, and to link the domain with your server, so that you can just change a little bit in the configuration file for Apache, and everything will work fine for you. Okay, so we have at least two advantages for Apache. I mean, I'm talking about, just for confirmation, I'm talking about the basic features that you will get to by installing Odoo as a WSGI file using Apache. Okay, you will have a better performance. You will also avoid the port to be added in the URL. Also, you have still more advanced configuration for Apache, where you can, for example, prevent anyone to start your database manager. For example, usually you will be able to add this link web slash database manager, and you will be there where you can create, add, delete any database. And of course, using Apache, you can prevent this to be happened. Okay, so let's go back here. We are done with installing all the requirements, which is the requirements listed here in this file, which is already downloaded when I cloned the source code for Odoo. This will make sure or confirm and guarantee that you have the same environment as recommended by Odoo itself, and will confirm that every version is compatible and needed by Odoo itself. Okay, we still have another file in doc, a pwd print working directory. We still in the home directory and source code, and we moved again to doc. I will repeat the same command to install the requirements. Okay, so here in the doc file we have requirements, and everything seems to be fine till now. Everything working successfully. We have Odoo source code. We have created system user Odoo and a database user Odoo also in the same name, and they are matched. Uh, we have installed all the requirements, and we are sure that it's recommended packages by Odoo itself. So can you please share any notes for now? Everything is okay? Are you following? Well, SSL is a good option, but for now I have no domain, so I'm not sure if it will work. Was only the IP, okay? So I have only IP. I have no domain, so I'm not sure if it will work with this. Also, I believe that SSL is an advanced knowledge in Linux administration. This session is about Odoo, okay, mainly in Odoo. Okay, installing Odoo on a server is a plus skill for Odoo developer. This should be an administrator work. That's what are we doing now. It's an administrator work. Okay, so after the installation, or let's say the target from this session is to install Odoo on a server so that the developer can test his own modules after the development on his own local machine. So I forgot to welcome you, Maham. That's your first time in my channel, and you are really welcome. Okay, so I will proceed. I wish I did answer your question. If you have any other notes, do not hesitate to add it here. It will be highly appreciated. Okay. So we have cloned, we have installed everything. Okay, so for now I will add the WSGI file, which is, let's think about the WSGI file. You are welcome. Thank you, Maham. Okay, for the WSGI file is, you can think about the WSGI file as a link between Apache and Odoo. Let me zoom in a little bit to make it better for you. This will be the link between Apache and Odoo, and it will be added in the configuration file. You might notice that it is there highlighted in yellow when I selected it there. So I will copy this file, this line. I need to log in back to Odoo as a system user. Copy this. For now, I have Odoo and I have odoo-wsgi. I will configure it. It would be really easy. What we are going to do is add the add-ons path for the modules, which is located in Odoo, Odoo add-ons. If you have any custom modules, you can add also its own custom path if you have any custom modules. Okay, but for now we have no custom modules. Okay, we need also to configure, to do some configuration. You can let's say define one database that will work only for this configuration, but of course, because we will use the server more in the future for testing, so I will keep it commented so that I can create as many as I need. I mean the databases. Okay, so the database host, it's local host. If you have it hosted somewhere else, sometimes you can host your database, I mean Postgres installation can be on a remote server, so that you can add the host here, the IP host. But for now I have it in the same server, so I will keep it as is. Okay, so the database user, you remember that we have created a database user named Odoo. This is the default port for Postgres, and the password is secret, as I already did. Okay, here, so the password for Odoo as a database user is secret, and I will keep it here also. Well, for now, I think this is a good question for this session. I don't think that you guys will be able to will be able to wait for this, because it will get a really long time. Also, we have only one IP, so I will not be able to configure many installation on the same server. What I mean here, that again I will move to this page. If I have one IP, every time it will use this settings to to be directed. To be redirected. Actually, yes, you are welcome, of course, but it will not be easy to be done, because again I'm explaining why it's not possible to do it right now. As far as I know, we have only one domain, so we can domain here. I mean the IP. It will use one settings file. If we have, let's say, example.com, and we have example1.com. So now we have two domains. You can link these two domains, I mean example and example1, to the same server. And IPS tool, I'm not sure I understand what is IPS tool. Can you explain? Jalal, I'm waiting. Yes. Okay, as I answered Maha when she asked about SSL installation, this might be an advanced skill as a Linux administrator, and I'm here focusing on the development. Okay, so I'm for now I'm explaining an let's say a plus skill. Yes, exactly. It's advanced. Plus, it's not aimed or targeted by this sessions. As you know, these sessions are about Odoo development. Okay. Okay. So I'm, to be honest, also I'm not having this kind of knowledge about administration. I'm not advanced admin, so it will not be easy to explain this. But if you wanted to use it, as I was explaining, if you have many domains like example1 and example2, you can have many WSGI files where you can just change the port, so it will redirect it to the right port. Of course, using the Apache files, Apache configuration file, and we are going to explain this too. Okay. So for now, I have this. I think everything should be ready, and I will save this file. I think Ahmed, by the way, Ahmed is my brother. Yes, XML ports, but the XML port, RPC port is already here in the configuration. You can change 8069 by whatever you want. Okay, and name the file. For example, we have here odoo-wsgi. You can have odoo-wsgi 1, 2, 3. I mean, as many as you need. And when it comes to the configuration, here every file, every configuration file can have odoo-wsgi 1, 2, 3. You will refer to these WSGI files here in the configuration, but we're still working on this. Okay, so again, I will. Okay, Ahmed still adding some comments. Yes, exactly. So I was suggesting to have many configuration files but I think Ahmed has some another suggestion, which I do not have, as I told you. It's advanced, and I do not have this knowledge. Okay, so let's move again to the root. Mhm. Okay, guys, I think we agree that it's advanced. So let's focus on what we are doing. So I'm just okay. So I have WSGI file. It's already enabled. I just wanted to make sure that everything is okay and everything is up and running. For now, I'm going to create the configuration file for Apache. So I will use them, which is a text editor. I used it many times already. So I will move to /etc Apache to sites available, and I will create a new file. I will name it odoo live. Well, Jalal, I think that everything is easy if you have the knowledge. So again, I confirm that I do not have this knowledge, and still advanced, and it's not compatible with the course target, or let's say the sessions target. So I'm going to copy this configuration here. I'm going to explain it too. What I need now is to change this IP with the correct one, which is 178.128.35. Okay. Okay. So now we have the server name. We have the server name and server alias. Okay, it's 2.0. Here I'm with script alias. I'm just in this line. I'm referring to the WSGI file or WSGI script. I have the WSGI daemon process. I named it live session. The user is Odoo and the group is the same. Okay, let's move a little bit here. Okay, the Python path is the Odoo source file. Okay, so we have it in the home of Odoo, the user Odoo. We have this folder that contains the source code for Odoo. Okay, you can display name whatever you want. I just wanted to make it simple, so it's Apache Odoo, and I have created as a WSGI process group live session. Okay, for now I have also created, or let's say added the error log. I'm telling Apache where to log its error. It's we have var log odoo error and odoo access. Here we'll add all the access log whenever or wherever you are trying to access odoo, it will log it there. Okay, so I need to copy this for later. I need it really. Okay, so the directory here, I'm setting the permission for Apache that it has the full permission for opt-odoo, the folder of that's the home directory for Odoo, the system user. Okay, so I will save it and go out. For now, I'm going to create a directory for the log. Okay. Okay, thank you, Ahmed, for agree with me. How? Okay. Okay, guys, we're still working on Python, so okay. So I will make dir, which is means that I'm going to make dir. It means that I will create the directory in var log. I just want to make sure that it's owned by Odoo. As I told you that it's everything will run using the system user Odoo, and it will not it's not recommended to use root to run the service. For now, it seems to be fine, and I just need to enable the site Odoo live session. Okay, So I need to reload Apache so that everything take place. I'm sorry. Okay, I have no error messages. That means that let's close these two tabs and I will reload the page. Oh, I'm sorry, I have the port here. As I told you, you will not need it anymore. Voila, we have Odoo installed. Okay, I will create a new database. I will name it demo installation test. I will name it just like that, and I will use admin. The password is the same. I will add my phone number. By the way, you can use this phone number for calls and WhatsApp. I'm sorry, there is missing number. Okay, this number is valid for WhatsApp and for calls. You are welcome if you wanted to share anything with me. You can select the country, but I will keep it empty. And I will install demo data, and finally let's create the database. Okay, there is something missing. I forget it, and it's not mentioned here that I need to install wk-html PDF, which is needed to print the PDF or create the PDF files. So I will install it directly from here. Hopefully that we have no problem. You guys who were attending my last session, you remember that we had a problem on the local machine with wk-html. So I'm installing it now. Hopefully I do not have this issue anymore. So we have two runnings. Okay, and we have it installed. Everything seems to be fine. Okay, we have wk-html installed. I need to check its version. I mistyped it. Okay, I expect to have some issues with header and footer with this version, but let's test it. So first of all, I will restart Odoo. So whenever you want to restart your instance, you will use the Apache command Apache to, you can remember this, Apache to disable site, and here is the configuration file you have. Okay, so add it, reload, so that everything can take place. If you went here, it will not work because I disable it. If you want to start it again, so Apache to enable site Odoo live, then reload. So let's minimize this a little bit. Okay, I will install this module, and of course I will install some others to make sure that everything is working fine. The installation process has no error. You can also keep your eye on the log files slash it is sorry. Of course, as I told you, you have two files here, Odoo access. Let's check this one. Okay, as you can see, it tells you that is there are some tries to log into the server. It will not list any errors. If you want to check if you have any errors, you can check it here. Okay, you have some warnings, but in general things seems to be fine. And in the last session, I mentioned that it's expecting to have some issues with Odoo 12 because it's still new and it still have some issues needs to be fixed. So it will take time. That's why we are using Git. Remember that we did this here. I will in the last session. Okay, this file, you remember that we have a Git repository, we have cloned it. Why we did so? Because as I told you, as a developer, you might need to pull the updates from time to time to make sure that you have the latest features and the latest fixes in your local machine. And of course, all you need is to get pull. This will ensure that you will get the last updated version, or let's say the last changes done in the last few days since the last time you pull or let's say updated your source code. So as you can see, we have many changes and it's really a lot of changes that is already done in the last few days, which means that we have a better version and might be more stable. So I'm going to check. Okay, I'm moving around. Everything seems to be fine. I'm going to test WHTML. Hopefully it's working. Okay, we have some error. Let's check this. An empty file. What? Which file is empty? Let's try something else. That's really weird. Okay, let's do some search. Bad news that still we have a lot to learn about Odoo 12. That's why some in the last session, and I expect also in this session not to be able to fix this because there is a lot to learn about how it's working, the kinds of issues it has. Okay, okay, Diamond Vision. Okay, I think it's not your name, right? Okay, I will accept this suggestion. I will try to fix this regard. Okay, apps. This will take a while, but it's okay because the base module will almost upgrade everything else. So we have it here. Okay, I believe that you are talking about this here. If yes, the changes here means that there are some changes in the same files. Ah, Mr. Mohammed, you are welcome. Okay, so you might mean in the new updates, or because I did poll here and everything seems to be the same files, just some modifications in the same files, or you mean something else? Okay, thank you. Okay, as I told you, when I poll, these signs means to add some changes, and here means to remove. Okay, so I think you mean this also. Yes, they removed a lot of lines. Many lines were removed. For example, this one, but this is about localization. It's not important and might not make difference. Okay, we have just that as you can see, this is a new version or a new and clean environment. But I would accept this also. So, but let's yes proceed, and we are done. Let's try. Mhm. At the same issue. Well, I understand your point, but you might did not notice the difference. Here, I'm working on the local machine, but here in the other tab, I'm working on another server or a remote server. Okay, so I can accept this, no problem. Let's try. As I told you, we still have a lot to learn about Odoo 12 and its issues. So I will switch to disabled site. Okay, exactly. So I will reload again. So I will enable site, then reload again. Might make a difference. I'm not sure. So I will refresh the page. Okay, again, let's try to print. Mhm. So let's proceed with some search. No one answered. Really good. As you can see, all the pages that respond to this is not Odoo, something else, maybe some Python, Python projects, or maybe Django, but it's not Odoo. So, guys, if you think you have a solution, it will be appreciated to share it with me, because I am not able to find anything that is useful. Again, we are stuck with this, and I expect to be stuck all the time with some kind of issues. So I would appreciate if you shared with me your thoughts about getting the stable version. When should it be? Yes, with pleasure. I think I can copy it, and I will share it here for you if you don't mind. I'm not sure if you got it all. No, I think YouTube is not allowing me to. Ahmad, I'm zooming it. It's trying to read a file named stream, but for some reason it's empty file. Raises the problem. Ahmed, can you see my screen now? Mr. Mohamed Hagag, can you see my screen? Everything is clear? Okay, so I'm interested to share this with you guys because you might you might be able to help me with this. This was the installation from the last time, but as you remember that we have just updated everything, so I will start uh, a new instance on my local machine. It's okay, we have a different 88, 80, 80. In the last session, I was explaining how to change the XML port, XML RPC ports. That's why I changed the default port. Okay, so I will log out and create a new database to make sure that everything is updated. I will delete those. Yes, Ahmed, yes, exactly. Okay, I will check it. Which one do you think? I have an error message, action ID. This error I have on my local machine. As I told you, we're still talking about the stability. Actually, I'm really disappointed. Again, why should we uh, why should we deal with this? Well, Ahmed, I think that might not be valid for this situation because I have some other versions that is okay, delete. I have some other versions that is already working with the same environment like Odoo 11 and Odoo 12. So I do not think that it's a problem of permissions because the same user can work with uh, the same user in the same environment can create databases and print PDFs and so on using I'm sorry using Odoo 11 and Odoo 12. I'm really disappointed. That's why I'm talking slowly. Okay, it's working now with the default port. So do you think that's make a difference to use the same? I mean the default port. Again, I will explain. I have the default port while installing a new database and it's working. Okay, if it's the case, why this one it's not working? I understand that it's working on port 80, which is a default for HTTP, but it's redirected to 8069, the default one for Odoo. Anyone has any suggestion? Have any thoughts, any ideas? I will try to print it again. I'm still on my local machine. Okay, this is the error I got yesterday in the last session. Okay. Do you suggest to do this? Okay, and which environment do you think it will solve? Because for now we have two issues. That should be in system parameters. As you can see, the URL is yes, exactly. I'm here already. Report base, it's not configured. So web base URL is fine, but report base URL is not configured. So what is the suggested value for this parameter? Yes, I will, but I'm talking about yes, the value. Here is the key. What's the value you suggest? Okay, discard again. It's not accepted. I need to create it from scratch. Still the same issue for the local. I will repeat this on the online server. Hopefully it's working. Let's activate the developer mode. Okay, this one is configured. The report one is not. By the way, I would use shortcuts by clicking Alt C for creation. This is one of the new really amazing features added to Odoo 12. Okay, we have report base URL configured. Okay, guys, wish me luck. Again, so it make no difference in both environments, and we have two different issues. Any additional thoughts, ideas? I already did some search. It seems that no one knows what's going on, and it might need more debugging. Yes. Which environment should I start with? Okay, so I will do this locally first. You mean using pip? Okay, Ahmed, let's proceed with by PDF first. So I will. Okay, I'm already there. So pip. reinstall dash r requirements. Okay, it seems that we have new requirements. Yes, exactly. We have a new requirements when I just updated. So I think it will reinstall everything. Yes, I'm using pip3. Also for my local machine, I'm using a virtual environment. Yes, Ahmed, I understand. I'm using the requirements file to make sure that everything is well configured. As you can see, everything is almost everything literally is reinstalled. As you can see in the log, when I pulled the updates from here, everything I'm sorry, the requirements is updated. That means that we have some, maybe new versions for some packages. No, I did not. I'm using pip 3. I think you can check the other video, the first video. So let's wait for the new updates and the local machine. It might fix everything, hopefully. Okay, I think we are done. So let's try to restart the environment and create a new. Okay, it should take a minute, and I really appreciate your patience. Oh, I did it. I got your point. How I did this. I was installing it using Python 2. I got your point, Ahmed. I thought that you're talking about the previous installation. So it should not make any difference at this point. So I will have the same issue. But actually, I'm feeling curious to test it again. Also, for pip2, shouldn't install here, so I pip2 dash dash version. Wow. Okay. Actually, pip2 causes an issue, causes a problem. So let's proceed with this. Hopefully, it's working. This environment does not have the system parameters that we have configured in the last database. I understand that it will raise the same error, but again, I'm still feeling curious. The same error. For the remote server, I will back to Ahmed's thoughts. So we have bus.bus unavailable. we have anything missing? Still the same error. So you guys have any suggestion? Okay, let's go back to. Well, I'm not using Docker, so I'm not getting your point this time. Okay, let's scroll up. I'm scrolling slowly. I think it's repeats from here. So I will scroll down. Again, it repeats here. Still repeating. Okay, so it's all the time bus.bus, which is not available. It's repeating it's the same issue, which is bus.bus, which is not available. Ahmad, I'm scrolling up as you requested, so let me know when should I stop. Might be this disappears for the first time in the log. Okay, I think we got the whole log. So it seems that everything works fine except for the wk-html to PDF. Unpatched Qt. That means that this again this is not um, the right version of wk-html, so I will remove it. Yes, I will load it from their own website for wk-html. Okay, this one should be coupling address wget. I'm downloading the package now to start the installation. Okay, package install. So what I'm doing now is to replace. Okay, Ahmed. Yes, I think it's the error because yes, it mentions that we have a problem with the Qt, the patched Qt. There is a missing dependency. I had to install it. Now I will try to reinstall wk-html to PDF. Now we have wk installed. Taking the version, yes, with patched Qt, which is was missing in the last time I checked the version. So I'm going to disable Odoo instance and reload, enable it again, and here we are. We can test it again. Let's try to print. Now it's working, at least for the online server. We got it. So the problem was the version for wk-html. Uh, we have installed the wk-html, which was not patched with Qt. When I downloaded it from their official website, it was patched with Qt, which is really needed by Odoo. You remember that, of course, we have a lot of interactions with the terminal, so I'm not sure if the history will um, will help me to get the last time I checked wk-html. It was removed. So finally we successfully installed Odoo. Even the PDF files is working fine. Let's try to print all the files. Okay, so it's working perfectly. If I check my own local environment, wk-html to PDF version, it's patched 2, and it's the same. Okay, let's clear the screen to make it easier. I will clear this one too. So we have the same, okay, the same version, and both are patched Qt. I'm not sure what is the difference that is that causes the issue on my local machine. Anyway, I think this session almost done. Everything seems to be fine. Odoo is installed. You can install as many as you need. Here is the URL. I will keep it for you guys so that you can use it to install packages. You can explore Odoo. You can discover whatever you want. Just please, everyone can has his own database for testing. Feel free to add demo data. Of course, you can install an empty one. So please do not hesitate to create databases for testing. Navigate, install whatever you want, do your own configuration. Just for confirmation, keep working on your own database, because I expect to have many databases on this server. Okay, this server will be available maybe for a week, so that feel free to use it for testing and moving around. I will update Odoo daily on the server. Okay, so that you can get the most updated version of the new features and new fixes, and have a more stable version of Odoo where you can use it with no problems. So I think that I'm done. We have 5 audiences who are watching us right now, so please feel free to share any notes you have, anything you have in your mind. with me. I would really appreciate this. Okay, we have started with Mr. Walid. You still there? Mr. Abdurrahman, Hamza, Amal. Okay, who else? Mr. Jalal, you still there? Maha. Okay. Ahmed, of course, is still there, like as I can see. If anyone has any notes, please share it with me before I end the session. Do you have any ideas for the next? Okay, Mr. Jalal, I really appreciate that you are still following. I believe that we are done and everything seems to be fine on the server. You have the URL here. As I just mentioned, you can create your own database for testing and moving around. Yes, Ahmed, I will work on another session for Nginx. It's planned to be next Friday, and of course, it's not confirmed, but you will find if you are following my channel, I'm sure that you will be notified with the next session. Hi, Isaac. I really appreciate your attendance. If you have any notes, please share it with me. Yes, Ahmed, you're right. SSL is great, and Docker also is great too. But we still, as I told you, we need to focus on Odoo development. I will not move around with, I will not pay attention for administration stuff because it's not, at least it's not listed in your job description as a developer. Okay, so it's a good skill to have, but it's not part of your job description. If you want to be more specific. Okay, so I will work on Nginx. I'm not sure if I will add SSL. Okay, I think there is a package, or let's say a web server, but it's not well known that uses SSL by default. It's an alternative for Nginx and Apache. Okay, I think its name is Decay, I believe. I'm not sure about the name. Okay, but of course I will not work on this. I'm using Nginx and Apache because they are the most popular web servers as software, and I will work on Nginx in the next session. Okay, Mr. Jala, of course, domain is much. Yes, Caddy. Yes, I thought it was Decay. Okay, Caddy server. Okay, Mr. Jalal, for customer, it's better to has his own domain, but as long as you're still working on, let's say, the testing and development and staging phases, IP will work fine and it will be great, and it will not make a difference, let's say, in the performance and so on. Okay, so it's okay to use IP for the pre-production phases like development and testing. When you are fine with your stable customization, you can start with the domain, which is should only installed on, or let's say linked to the production server. Okay. Yes, Odoo likes Nginx, and the community also likes Nginx with Odoo. To be honest, the Nginx is much better and if you talked about the performance, if you cared about the performance, and also the configuration of Nginx is still simple. But as you can see here, when I worked on Apache, it's not that hard. I just added a file containing this configuration and everything works fine. So yes, Nginx is great. If you came to the performance, I will work on this on Friday. I will confirm this in a scheduling a new session. You will be notified, of course, when I do so. So, any ideas? Any Isaac? You have Isaac. You have thanked me, but you did not you don't add any ideas, I will appreciate if you have anything in your mind to share with me. Mr. Jalal, I believe that you asked the same question, and we have tested this on the community edition. It's not working on the community edition, but it's working for enterprise edition. We have did some testing on Rampot, and it's working for enterprise edition. So I think we are done. No one has more notes. Well, Isaac, I really appreciate this, and it's really my pleasure. Okay, it's really my pleasure to help you with this. POS customization. Yes, this is a really good suggestion. I think I will work on this, but it will be done later. For now, I need to focus on the new issues in Odoo 12. Also, the framework also needs to be the framework itself needs to be explored very well. IIS website. I think at this point I will start with the backend, because the website and POS almost can satisfy every needs that your customer can ask for, especially the website, because website is we have website builder, you can just drag and drop, so it's not that critical as the backend. Okay, but I will work on the backend, reports, workflows, security, views, adding new models, fields. Then I will move to website. After that, I will work on point of sale. This is what I have in my plan. The third party API, this is not really related to Odoo, unless you talk about using controllers. I'm sorry, what is, yes, Odoo as a web services. I mean that you send some requests to Odoo. This one will be part of the website customization, which is will came directly after the backend customization. So I will work on the backend customization, then website, which will include third-party API integrations. And once it's all done, we will start with the point of sale customization too. Okay, Mr. Jalal, inventory management, it's part of the backend, which will be the next stage or next phase we will work on. Inventory and accounting, HR, let's say sales, all of these modules. For me as a developer, they are all the same. They are all about how to use the framework to develop the modules. All of them are the same models. I'm talking about the technical side. They are all the same models, have the same type of fields, the same methods, the same workflow. Everything is the same for me. Okay, REST APIs. Yes, that's exactly what Ahmed is asking. Third-party API integration. So third-party API integration is the same as REST, and it's allowed in Odoo. Again, it will be included in the website customization when we are done with the backend customizations. So any other notes? iOS app. Well, I'm not sure about white. Uh, uh, you mistype something, because I'm not sure if I understand. Also, I did not uh, for iOS app. I think it's working using the APIs. That's all. So the application itself will trigger some services on Odoo, and it will work as using the REST API. So I think I'm confused in this answer because I'm not sure I understand the question. Well, I did not work on something like this, but I think it should be easy because I have no idea about the iOS. I did not work for iOS app before, but I think it will work normally as any backend which will triggered by APIs. Yes, it's just XML-RPC, but I think it also can use APIs. By the way, XML-RPC is an alternative way for REST APIs, almost the same. Is that RFID for attendance? You mean attendance machine for fingerprint and so on? Well, I'm not sure if we can talk about this, but if you need already made module, I believe that there is already one on the website. I mean the App Store for Odoo. It's already there. For crowd, yes, XML-RPC calls can do this. Okay, Mr. Jalal, you can check the documentation for something renamed web services. You can search for web services. This will help you with the CRUD. Okay. Yes, this XML-RPC calls will help you with this. Again, Isaac, I will back to you. Um, well, we can of course work on this. This needs some work with some other third-party packages. ZK, I believe, I'm not sure about its name in Python 3 if it's uh, still ZK or not. Yes, there is a module named ZK which can integrate or let's say use ZK machines, but I'm not sure if this is your question or you are talking about something else. If you mean ZK, there is already a Python module that can help you to develop this. Okay. Mr. Jalal, I really appreciate your following up all the time. It's really encouraged me to do more, and I would be happy if you really get some useful information from these sessions. Okay. Okay, I think Mr. Jalal Ahmed is sharing something useful for this web services I have just suggested. Also, for mobile website not supported in community edition, you mean the responsibility? I'm sorry, responsive backend. Well, we can check this one if we want to. Let's say we need to have. Well, I think it's working fine. For a mobile, it seems to be interesting. Is this what we mean, Mr. Jalal? Thank you, Isaac, for being with us all this time. I really appreciate your attendance. And wait for me for the next sessions. I will keep it as a series. It will be there all the time, okay? And I will cover almost everything in Odoo. I will do my best to do so. I will get ideas from you guys, I mean, all the audience, so that I can develop and improve everything all the time. Thank you, Isaac. Okay, it seems to be great, Mr. Jalal. It really makes me happy to know that I helped you with this, or you did it by yourself. Really, really great. So Docker is a really good skill to have. I used to use Docker for a while, but I did not have this um such advanced knowledge with Docker because I'm using my local machine and virtual different virtual environment, and everything is working fine for me. That's why I did not try to use Docker any way, because I keep my environment uh, keep my environment Docker is slower than virtual environment. Well, I did not notice this, to be honest, but the virtual environment can guarantee that you have the same environment as your local machine and server. All will have the same environment, because as you can see, I did install the virtual environment, installed the requirements from the files, I mean Odoo files. So I'm sure that everything should be the same. Everything is similar. So which is the main target from Docker. Okay, Maria. Yes, I will gonna make another live and another. I will do it all the time. It's a series. Actually, I did not mention this. It will be a series. I will cover, let's say, the most common topics. And of course, if you have any suggestion, if it's recommended by anyone in the community to discuss any topics, I will be happy to do. So if you have anything in your mind, it's okay. Please share it with me. It will be highly appreciated, and it will help me. It will help me to improve my sessions in the future. Also, Maria, if you want just to follow up, it will be great. You can just subscribe to my channel so that you can notified with the scheduled sessions in the future. So please keep close, subscribe to my channel, and Yes. Again, I will make it simple. Yeah. Oh, I read the question wrong. I'm sorry. You were asking when are you? Okay, you are not asking if whether I'm going to make another live. When I planned it to be next Friday. It's not scheduled and not confirmed yet, but should be next Friday, maybe at 6 p.m. my time. I'm not sure in which country you are located, but 6 p.m. Egypt time. Uh, so I will keep notifying you with this. So just subscribe to my channel, and you will get notified when I have a scheduled session, when I confirm, and I make sure that I can do this on Friday. Uh, Point of sale box less, I did this before, okay, and I think but it was for version 10 and it was very old. This was maybe a year or two, or 18 months. It's a good point to pay attention for. I will add a session for this. Mr. Jalal, I'm really happy that you will have your own VBS. Just follow the instructions. It's very simple, and it should take a few minutes when you work on your own. It just get a long time here for the sessions because I discuss with many people. But when you work on your own, it will be easier for you when you work on your side. Okay, Maria, you are from Cairo. It's really great to know that, and you are welcome. Just subscribed. I'm really happy to know that. Just keep in touch if you have any, suggestion for the future. I would be happy to work on your suggestion. Also, don't forget to share this channel with your friends. This video will be added to a playlist. Okay, I have it here. Odoo 12 live sessions. There is, okay, playlists. You can find it easily. Okay, I have only one for now, which is the install on your local machine. Okay, now we have also how to install it on your remote server. Okay, so you have your own local machine and your server for testing or other purposes, and also production. The server should be ready for the production purposes. But also keep in mind that I was working on very simple and straightforward configuration for Apache. You might need to add more advanced configuration for Apache to have a better, let's say, a better, or whatever you want. I'm not sure what about the word, but you will, if you wanted to add more advanced configuration, you can do so. These sessions are about adding or working on the basic, only the basics, because this part is about administration. It's not targeting or aiming to working on advanced administration. Okay, that's why I'm avoiding something like SSL and Docker, and also I don't have such advanced knowledge about these tools, because as a developer I do not have to work with these tools. Okay, thank you, Maria. Mr. Jalal, I really appreciate your patience, and thank you again. Okay, guys, I think we are done, but I'm also still, I welcome any suggestion if you want to discuss anything else. Thank you, Mr. Jalal, too. I really appreciate your attendance and your interaction with me during the live session. Thank you. Okay, I think we are done, so I will end up the session. The last thing I need to inform you about do not hesitate to subscribe to my channel. Also share it with your friends around the world, anyone who is interested in getting more knowledge about Odoo. Especially we are talking about Odoo 12, which is still new version, and it's seems to be interesting with the new UI and new features. As you can see here, it's really interesting. So do not hesitate to share it with your friends. Also, these sessions are free, as you can watch it anytime. It will be free and forever, but you still have if you like what I'm doing, you can just hit this button and make a donation, which will help me to proceed and make better sessions in the future. Okay. Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you, Jalal. Thank you, Maria, Isaac, and everyone else. Mr. Hagag also added a great ideas during the session. I'm not sure if there is anyone else, because I'm not sure how to list all the users. So thank you all, and thank you for anyone will watch this video later. Uh, you are all welcome. I'm really happy to be with you, and I will do my best to be available in Friday 6 p.m. Cairo time. Um, so I will be happy to invite you to the session. Also keep close and follow up with my channel when I schedule it, so that you can get the notification once it is done. Thank you all. Okay, I will leave. Okay, bye.